Would I be the a-hole if I kick my boyfriend's sister out our house? Plus updates. Original post. I, 25 female, have been with my boyfriend, 27 male, for 3 years, and he moved in with me last year. Everything was going great until last Christmas when his parents announced they were selling the family home and downsizing, but they wanted to go on one of those 6-month-long cruises around the world. Fine, whatever. They can do what they want, except they have a younger daughter, Emma, who is 18. Completely unbeknownst to me, my boyfriend had agreed to let Emma live with us until she moved away to uni. This led to a lot of fights between my boyfriend and me because I didn't want Emma living with us. Despite all this, she moved in after the house sold in February. It has been hell. For starters, our house might have 3 bedrooms, but only one was used as a bedroom. One is my home office, and the other was a home gym for me and my boyfriend. Emma turned the gym into her room, and now a lot of our equipment is in storage. I hate having Emma here. She's a total brat and doesn't contribute anything to the house. Here is just a small list of the nonsense I have to deal with. The second Emma turned 18, she was out with friends, coming back drunk at 3 a.m. and waking up my dogs as she clattered into the house, normally with an equally drunk friend. For the first month of her living with us, she would steal my stuff constantly. Skincare, hair care, perfume, clothes, anything. I now have a lockable box for toiletries so she can't get to them. She has lost 6 different sets of house keys since moving in, and I've had to have the lock changed twice due to various issues. She refuses to do anything I ask her to do because she's busy. She doesn't have a job. How is she busy? She refuses to eat anything I cook and will demand we order takeaway instead. I have asked her repeatedly for meal ideas, and even if I make that exact meal, she refuses to eat it because it doesn't taste right. The breaking point came last weekend when my boyfriend, the dogs, and I went away for the weekend. I was reluctant to leave Emma in the house by herself, but my boyfriend said it would be a great way for Emma to gain some independence before going to uni. Big freaking mistake. We came back on Sunday evening to a trashed house and a hungover Emma asleep in her room. I had to get a professional cleaner in on Monday to tackle the worst of the mess after I spent half the night cleaning. I'm done. I want her out of the house. I thought I could deal with this until she moved away in September, but I can't. Especially now that she's talking about putting her place on hold for a year so she can go traveling and use our house as a base. No, I want her gone and out ASAP. True, she has nowhere to go, as her parents aren't back from their cruise until the end of August. But I don't care. I want her gone. I've talked to my boyfriend about this, and he won't budge because Emma is family and he can't kick her out. So, would I be the a-hole if I kick her out? Edit. Forgot to mention this in the post, or maybe it wasn't clear. It's my house. I own it outright with no mortgage, and my boyfriend is not on any official documents. The only thing in his name is our Sky TV payments. Everything else is in my name, as I lived here before he moved in. He does pay half towards bills, but he just sends the money to me each month. I'm going to try and talk to Emma and my boyfriend's parents. I've sent them a text message asking to call me ASAP. I'm also reaching out to Emma and my boyfriend's older sister to see if she will take Emma in for a while. I doubt she will, as they don't get along and she has a 2-year-old, but it's worth a shot. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Not the a-hole, but I think you need to kick the boyfriend out with her. He doesn't respect you at all. This is the right way to proceed. Like Emma, your boyfriend is using you and your kindness. You can do better. Start the official eviction process on both of them. Neither of them are on the deed or paying the mortgage. Therefore, they are legally tenants. Treat them as such. They, and especially your boyfriend, deserve zero sympathy for the way they have treated you. Good luck. Mini update. I am such a goddamn idiot. Firstly, thanks to all the comments, I've realized that my boyfriend is not the person I want to be spending the rest of my life with. Secondly, I managed to have a video call with my boyfriend's parents and wow, just wow. First of all, they have been sending Emma £700 a month to cover her living with us, and I haven't seen a penny of it. Their mom mentioned that I could take the cleaner fee out of Emma's money, and I asked what money she meant, Because Emma doesn't have a job. She laughed and said, the 700 pounds we send Emma each month to cover all her expenses while she lives with you. They've been sending Emma money, and she was supposed to be giving it to us to cover everything. Either Emma has been keeping it, or she's given it to my boyfriend, and he hasn't said a word. Surprisingly, her parents were furious that I haven't seen any of this money, and they are sending me a bank transfer of 4,200 pounds to cover the money Emma should have been giving us since February. They're sending it to my personal account, and I can do with it as I see fit. I was brutally honest on the call and said that I can't have Emma staying with us any longer. Yes, she might leave in September, but what if she doesn't get the results she needs for uni and has to defer? Or if she takes a gap year? I'm not putting up with this for another year. Their mom is going to talk to her sister and see if Emma can stay there until they get back at the end of August. For those wondering, yes, they have a house all lined up for when they return. They will not be living with us when they get back. I'm going to have a serious talk with my boyfriend this evening, and I'm now rethinking our whole relationship. If he tries to fight over Emma staying, then it's over. A lot of the comments in this post have made me realize that I've been a doormat to this man since Emma moved in. Also that I should have been charging him rent. And I'm not standing for it anymore. Wish me luck, helpful Reddit folks. Wish me luck. Now for the full update. Hi all, I want to start this off by saying thank you to everyone. Your comments gave me a serious wake-up call. I currently can't post an update on AITA because this is still ongoing. I won't waffle, so here's the update. I sat both my boyfriend, we're calling him Tom, and Emma down last night and laid down the law. I said that Emma needed to go and I couldn't put up with her attitude and disrespect any longer. For those wondering if Tom knew about the money, he did. He wasn't keeping it, but he knew about it. He thought it would be a great chance for Emma to learn about budgeting and responsibilities. I said that the evidence proves she hasn't learned anything, and if you give an 18-year-old 700 pounds a month that she hasn't had to work for, she's going to go nuts with it. If Tom thought that would teach her any kind of responsibility, then he's dumber than I was for putting up with either one of them. Emma tried to defend herself, saying that she thought living with me would be a chance to bond and that I could become another sister for her. I fired back with, if this is how you treat your siblings, then it's no wonder your actual sister doesn't like you. Mean but fair. As far as my relationship goes, I think I'm done. I've told Tom that I need some space and to seriously think about this relationship, as this whole ordeal has shaken me. Emma's going to stay with her aunt, and so is Tom. Their aunt is driving over tomorrow to get Emma and her stuff. Tom is going with them and staying there for a week or so. When he's back, we'll have a proper sit-down and talk through everything. Sorry this isn't more detailed, but I'm really drained from the last 24 hours, and just want my house back to some semblance of normal. How did Tom saw the 700 as learning after months of his sister not learning anything? I honestly have no idea. He has a blind spot for his younger sister because she's the baby. But seriously, there's a point when you have to tell her to grow up, learn some responsibilities, and start acting like an adult. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to sell the crystal I got from my grandmother? My grandmother collected stones and crystals for decades. About 50 years ago, her brother gifted her a 25-kilogram crystal, clear quartz geode he found. I don't know the exact story. My grandmother's love for crystals and stones is the reason I started collecting them too. For the last couple of years before she passed away, she would gift me a couple of items from her collection every time I saw her. She had the giant crystal displayed in her house, and she knew how much I loved it, often telling me that if I still collected crystals when she passed away, I would get it. Unfortunately, she passed from cancer when I was 9. Since she had promised me the crystal, my dad kept it for safekeeping. I didn't have the space for it in my bedroom, and I had been moving around finishing my degree since I moved out of my parents' house, so the crystal has been at my parents' house since she passed. I bought my first home earlier this year and got the keys on August 1st, so I am in the process of fully moving in. When I started moving into my home, I was offered the crystal since my grandmother wanted me to have it, and I finally have space for it and won't be moving anytime soon. When I got the crystal, I also received some paperwork from when my grandmother had it valued back in the 90s. It was valued at around 5,000 euros. I have no clue if this estimate is even remotely correct today, and I don't care since I don't plan on selling it. When my siblings found out the price of the crystal, they got mad that I got something so expensive and wanted me to sell it and split the value between us. I have refused to do so. My grandmother wanted me to have it because she didn't want someone to just sell it. My siblings feel this is unfair since they only got some sentimental items but nothing worth real money. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to sell the crystal I got from my grandmother? Another post about sharing too much financial info with family members. Why did they even need to know the value? We were all at our parents' house to share other items from our grandparents when I got the documents. The crystal had been mine since she passed, but I now have the space for it. Since they were there when I got it, they saw the worth. Not the a-hole. Your grandmother clearly wanted you to have it, and your parents also clearly wanted you to have it. They asked you, you said yes, it's yours. None of your siblings seemed to be interested in the item until a price was mentioned. You can do whatever you want with it. If you don't want to sell it, then don't sell it. Don't let them pressure you. It clearly holds a lot of value in your heart. I hope you come to the conclusion that is best for you. You are certainly not the a-hole. Also, she passed when you were 9. You just got your first house? It's been years and years since she passed, and they're just now complaining about not getting stuff worth anything from their grandmother? It's clearly about the money. I haven't sold anything that was given to me from my grandmothers after they passed, and I don't plan to. They hold meaning. She passed 14 years ago, and she left each of her grandkids items based on the things she did with each of us. I haven't been able to have the crystal displayed so far because of the size, while living with my parents and moving around a lot after moving out, but I have known the entire time it was mine. At least you learned a valuable lesson. Never discuss money, income, savings, etc. with anyone, except your spouse. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to take my ex-wife to the ER? This incident occurred a decade ago, but recently came up in conversation with my oldest son, who was 7 at the time. While I believed I was justified in the moment, over the years I have come to the conclusion that I am not proud of my actions that day. My son maintains that I did the right thing. 6 months prior to the incident, my wife and I had agreed to divorce after her extramarital activities came to light. We agreed on everything except who would keep the house. I told her that unless she took over the mortgage and utilities, I would not be leaving. 2 months prior, when it was evident that I was staying put, she made a play to remove me from the home and had me served with a 2-week TRO. Caught off guard, I rented a room with a co-worker in the neighborhood and hired a lawyer. I followed all the rules, went to court, answered all of the judge's questions, and the TRO was revoked. After 3 weeks, I was back in my house, and she was angrier than ever. I'm including this background only because it explains my combative state of mind during the event. 2 weeks prior, I took my kids out of state to visit family for Christmas and New Year's. I asked Amy, my soon-to-be ex-wife, to shovel the walk and porch stairs while we were away. She didn't, and upon our return there were 2 inches of ice on the stairs and sidewalk. The day after we returned, Amy had arranged to meet up with a Craigslist seller to buy a piece of furniture for the house she had rented. She was going with her friend Lisa, who had also set up a Craigslist purchase of her own. When Lisa pulled into the driveway, Amy hurriedly ran out the door, slipped on the icy porch steps, and landed on a ceramic planter, cutting her hand open. It wasn't a life-or-death situation, but there was blood, and she did need stitches. She came back in, freaking out. I told her to go wrap it up and have Lisa take her to the ER. Meanwhile, Lisa had come up to the door to see what the commotion was about. I told Lisa that she needed to take Amy to the ER. Lisa said she wasn't going to blow off her Craigslist meetup and that I should take her. I said that ER visits weren't part of my role anymore. Lisa accused me of acting abusively. I sarcastically asked her why she would want to leave her friend dependent on her abuser. Ultimately, Lisa left for her meetup, and I packed up the kids and dropped Amy off at the ER. I let her find her own way home. If you had asked me the next day, I would have said I acted righteously and that Lisa should have stepped up for her friend. With the clarity of time, I feel that I should have swallowed my pride and better demonstrated for my kids how a father should act. Lay it on me. Edit. I see many comments suggesting she could have driven herself. We owned only manual cars, and her injury would have made her unable to shift gears. Now for the comments. Lol, lay what on you? You did what you were asked, albeit begrudgingly, totally allowed, and went on your way. She set herself up for that, not the a-hole. When someone cheats on you, a divorce is granted and a marriage is terminated. Any obligations are nixed. You can be nice, be civil, but be for you and your kids. She has Lisa. That's sweet, sweet judgment. I mean, you did take her when it became clear that Lisa wasn't going to, so you did what any human should do for another in a crisis. I don't think any negative judgment is warranted. My first reaction also would have been, get there yourself. You've already demonstrated you don't want me in your life, but I probably would have done what you did in the end. My ex called me up a few months after moving into her new condo, telling me there was water dripping down from her living room ceiling. And what would you like me to do about it? Call the builder or a plumber? Or your father? I'm no longer responsible for maintaining the house you live in. That was a sweet feeling. Last story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my mom wear white to my wedding, even though she claims it's her last chance to feel beautiful? I just turned 23 and I'm getting married in October. My mom and I have always had what I would refer to as a rocky relationship, especially since I got engaged. She's been oddly competitive, commenting on my body, comparing our rings like we're in a competition, and saying things like, "This day is as much about me as it is about you." I honestly thought she was joking until she showed me the dress she bought, a white, floor-length gown that looks exactly like a bridal dress. I told her flat out that she cannot wear it because, in my opinion, it doesn't match the occasion. She got quiet, then burst into tears, saying it's her, and this was an opportunity to feel beautiful before getting old, and that I'm selfish for not letting her have this one thing. I felt really bad about this, so I also offered to go shopping with her to find something elegant and more appropriate. And all of a sudden, her entire demeanor changed. She told me I was controlling and ungrateful. What gave me peace was that my fiancé backed me up, as did my maid of honor. Now my mom is threatening not to come to the wedding, and my aunt says I should just let her have this, to avoid drama. I don't think I'm wrong for drawing a line here, but now part of me wonders, am I the a-hole? Now my mom is threatening not to come to the wedding. Your mother is extremely manipulative. Take her up on that offer, not the a-hole. This the best response. OP, stop engaging with her tantrums. Mom, you cannot wear white. You will not be allowed in if you show up in a white dress. Plus people will secretly mock you for it. Will miss you if you can't make it. Then disengage from the convo. Go low info with her on the rest of your wedding plans. Not the a-hole. Your mom is being ridiculous. Sorry she cannot see this. It hurts me because I took my time to explain to her that it shouldn't be on my wedding, but she's not even considering. Not the a-hole, and to be honest, you should bar her from attending your wedding. Where is her father in this mess? Don't let her drama become your problem. Besides, do you have any idea how pathetic she would look showing up like the desperate pick-me chick at her daughter's wedding? My dad is a story for another day. My mom is the only family I have, and it breaks my heart that she wouldn't be there because of something so trivial.